Hey everyone, this is Mary from SVGCuts, and today I have all kinds of really fun garden-themed projects that are going to be awesome for Mother's Day or birthdays of someone who loves gardening, or really just anytime flowers are appropriate, which is kind of a lot, so I hope you guys are excited. The coolest part about this kit is definitely these 3D roses, and we've had some three-dimensional rose-type flowers and roses in the past, but we've never had the ability to put them on a dowel. So for these, I got 3 16th-inch dowels, which you can find at Michael's or Joann, and I wrap them in florist tape to affix the leaf, and the dowel itself just goes right into the bottom of the flower. So it's not that hard to do. I will show you here in just a minute exactly how that works. You'll probably be surprised at how easy it is. And they look really pretty whether you make 1 or 12 or whatever. This is actually only 9, so that looks nice too. So these are in a cute little pail, like the kind that you might see at like a market where the flowers go. And this pail is super simple to do. It's only a couple pieces. And we also have a cute little flower pot, which I can't believe we haven't had a flower pot before. And a lot of these awesome ideas came from Tinley on our design team. She said, "Hey Mary, I would love to have a flower pot." I was like, "Oh, duh, yeah, flower pot. Sounds good." So in this one, I thought it would be really cute to give some little seed packets, and I actually taped them together, like fanned out, and I taped them together so that they look really nice in there. Or you could put whatever you want in there too, of course. We also have this really cool little garden urn, and I had a lot of fun using this really pretty paper and tying some really messy raffia on it, because I think a lot of times what looks really nice about garden stuff is when it's just actually like really messy. Like if you really look at it for too long and overanalyze it, you might think that it's, like wrong or something, but that's just how nature is. It's kind of messy and crazy. And this thing is actually strong enough to hold all kinds of tools in here. These are pretty heavy, but this little urn is totally doing the job, and I could gift somebody with all kinds of really nice little tools for their garden. And I think even if you've already got some garden tools, it's always nice to have a couple extra, so I think it makes a nice gift for pretty much anyone. Then we also have this really cute little gift box, which is an all-new shape with this really short lid and everything. And of course you can decorate it like I did with these cute little flowers, or you can use completely different paper and give it a totally different spin. So I hope that's useful too. So for our card, I think this could work for all kinds of occasions, whether it's birthday, thank you, just because, Mother's Day, whatever. And the cool thing, obviously, is that it holds this little seed packet right on the front, which is glued to this thing here, this piece of paper, and it just slides right into the front. So you can give any kind of seeds that you want, which is always really sweet and cute, I think. And the cool thing about that card, too, is that the envelope that it goes in actually looks kind of like a seed packet also. So the paper that I used this time is awesome. It's by Graphic 45, which is one of my favorite paper companies, and it's called Secret Garden. And I used up all the 12 by 12 paper pretty much. And of course, it always comes with these really pretty vintage looking postcards, which I think you could just stick on the front of a simple card and add like a bow or a button, and it would be so cute. And there's also really cool cutouts, and I just love all the vintage imagery, and there's smaller paper pads too, which come in handy also. So I've got my pieces cut out to show you how these three-dimensional items go together. So let's get started. So first, let's just dive right in and take a look at our three-dimensional rose. So like I said, the dowel that I have is 3/16 inch, which is how wide it is across. And you can get that at any craft store. And for the rose itself, it's only one piece, these three pieces, and then these two pieces, which are the same, and then the leaf, which is optional. And then to put the leaf on, I have some florist tape, which you can get in the florist section of any craft store too. So first of all, as you can see, I've already created my outer leaves here. And to do that, all I did was I put a little ring of glue around one of the holes on the bottom, and I lined them up. And now I'm just curving the edge. This one's getting a little bit creased. If you can possibly, actually, if you want to take your stem to do it, I think that'll cut down on any creasing that might happen. And next, let's take our large piece here, and I'm going to put glue on this side tab and bend it around. And as you can see, I've taken each little scalloped edge up here and I've curved it out. And now we can take our dowel, and it doesn't really matter how these are layered. I'm just kind of doing my best to line up the hole in the center here. And all we're going to do is stick our dowel right through this center hole. And it just takes a little bit of finagling to get it through each little hole. And there we go, I've got mine through. And I just want it to be sticking up in the center about 1/3 to 1/2 inch up in the center. Because what we want to do is take one of these two pieces, they're both the same, and I want to, basically what I want to do is I want to create a rolled one that's only slightly larger than the dowel itself. So it's going to be about like this. And now, in order to make it hold a nice shape, I'm going to put a little dot of glue on the inside. And now I don't want it to be real tight. I want it to kind of fit, but just loosely fit. And I'm going to give that a second to dry while I hold on to it. And then I'm just going to loosely wrap this around again. And if you have a three-dimensional glue dot, it's the perfect time to stick a three-dimensional glue dot right here to just hold it a little bit away from the center. And I don't have mine handy, so I'm just going to put a dot of glue. I'm going to tighten it up just a little bit and close it up like this. So now you can see that mine is about, how wide is it? It's about maybe 1/3 of an inch wide or so. And again, it's just a little bit wider than my dowel. So what I want to do with this is flip it over and put a fat line of glue. It's fine if it's messy, just a fat line of glue around the bottom of it. And I'm going to slide it onto my dowel like this. Now I'm going to give that a moment to dry here while I form my other ring. So now I want this to be able to fit inside this donut shape here. So in order to do that, I'm going to roll it up the same way I did with the last one, but I just want it to be a little bit, a little bit wider. So I'm going to stick my thumb in the center and hold that for a little while as it dries. I'm going to put a dot on the other side and curve that around and let that dry too. So now as it's drying, I want to make sure it's going to fit, and it's a tiny bit too tight. I'm going to expand it just a little bit here as it's drying, and I'm just going to slide it right into here, and it looks like it's going to fit, so I want to go ahead and put another fat ring of glue around the bottom. Again, it's okay if it's a little messy, and just slide that right into the center. And this one I'm just going to need to hold for a few seconds while it takes hold. So after you slide your second piece on there, if you've got some messy glue, just while it's still wet, go ahead and get it off with, you know, whatever. Okay, so now for our three other petals here, all we're going to do is just slide these up from the bottom. And we just want them to be staggered so that they are kind of evenly spaced apart. So there we go. So now to put our leaf in place, I'm going to start wrapping my florist tape all the way up at the top, and it really only works if you stretch it as you're wrapping it. Oops, but not too hard or it breaks off, obviously. But that's fine, you can totally conceal the fact that it ripped, that's okay. So again, I just want to, you know, some tape is like stretchier than others, because I've got two different ones, and the other one you can really stretch it a lot. So wherever you want to place your leaf is fine. You can put it up higher, up lower, whatever you want to do. And I'm just going to wrap it around with my tape. So I'm just wrapping my leaf right onto my stem. And I could probably stop right here with the tape, or you can go all the way down to the bottom, whatever you feel like doing. And when you're done, you just rip it off and keep wrapping it, and then just kind of twist it and press it into place, and you're all done. So next for our flower pail here, it's really only these main two pieces, and then it is these two 12-sided shapes, and one is a little bit smaller than the other. So all we need to do is put glue on this side tab here. So I just want a nice little thin, even layer, even line of glue. And I'll just stick the other one on and line it up. And these two pieces are identical. So all we need to do is the same thing on the other side. So again, just a nice little line of glue. I want to go out to the edge, but not too close to it, so that your glue spreads out to the edge without squirting out the side there. So now all we need to do is flip it over and take the larger of the two 12-sided shapes, which is this one here. And my paper doesn't match because I was just completely out of control when I cut mine out. So all you're going to do is just glue this right onto the bottom. You can just put glue on all these at once, stick it on, flip it over, and put this on the inside on the bottom to finish it off. Then you can go ahead and add your band and your pretty little handles and everything here. So on a couple of these projects, there's this cute little pansy here, which is totally simple. It's just 4 pieces, and all I did was I took one of my markers and I just made 3 little lines here and here, and then these 2 pieces are just simple. So all you want to do is just take a brad and stick it through each piece like this, and I can open up my brad here, and then in these back pieces I just want to bend away and kind of pinch to curve them, and this front piece I just want to bend forward. And there's your cute little pansy. So now for the flower pot itself. It's made up of these two main pieces, two circles, and then the saucer, which we'll get to next. So for this, the tab, as you can see, is really wide. It's not your normal skinny little tab. And that is because it helps the pot to hold its shape when you glue it together. Because if it was just a skinny little tab, it tends to crease and be kind of like an almond shape when you look at it from above. But this way, it is a nice round flower pot. So all I'm doing is lining up as best I can here. I can kind of see where it goes up at the top and at the bottom. And I might not have chosen the greatest paper. Maybe like a check pattern or anything with stripes or squares is not the greatest, because when it lines up it's a little funky. But the paper's so pretty, I don't think anyone's gonna complain. Not that anyone would ever complain about a lovely handmade paper project, of course. But maybe if you've got two papers that you like and one of them has lines on it, maybe pick the other one. So as you can see, I just did the same thing again on the other side. And I want to kind of curve it a little bit to help it get the idea of what it's supposed to be doing, because these tabs want to be flat. So I'm just, as I go, I'm going to be making sure that it's curving nicely. And the more that I help it, the better it will be. So all I'm going to do is put glue on all of these tabs, take the larger of these two circles, and just put that in place on the bottom. And I can just adjust it as it's drying if I need to. Then I can just flip it over, push those tabs down if I need to, and go ahead and place the smaller circle inside to finish it off. Then of course I can add my pretty little rim and my decorations. And then for the saucer, I've got 3 pieces here. One of these circles is larger than the other, so we want to take the larger one here. It's going to go on the top. So there's a tab here on the side that I want to put glue on. And I just want to finish off my saucer here like so. And then all I want to do is put a nice little line, a line and a dot of glue on each of these triangles, which I'm going to skip ahead and just do a quick dot. I think you should do a line and a dot to make it really nice, but I just want to give you the idea, or make sure that you know how to do it. And all you're going to do is place your large circle right in the middle. And you really want to hold it down while it's drying so that it doesn't get warped and not dry flat. So then all you want to do is just glue your smaller circle right onto the bottom to finish it off. Then you can go ahead and glue your finished pot right into the center like so. So next for our cute little gift box, it's nice and simple. The bottom's one piece and the lid is one piece. And all we're going to do here is just put glue all over this side tab here and just bend that into place. Then all we're going to do is the same thing on all 4 sides until we have a nice box, a nice bottom of our box here. So let's take a look at the lid. So here's my lid, and I've got some little triangle tabs, which is the first thing that I want to glue into place. I can hold that while it dries as I put glue on my next triangle tab. And I just want to glue all 4 of the triangles in place first, and then we're going to finish it off here in just a second. So I've got my 4th triangle tab going into place right now. And then all I'm going to do is put glue inside, one tab at a time here. And I'll just bend this inside, give it a chance to dry, and go ahead and do that all the way around, one tab at a time. And that just makes your lid nice and strong and finished off nicely. So next, for our tiny little yellow flowers that are on our little gift box, I'm just going to put glue all over this one petal that doesn't have a triangle underneath it and curve it around and hold it while it dries a little bit. And then all I'm going to do is put glue on all 5 of those little tabs and put this bottom into place. Then I can flip it over on top of my table and hold it while it dries. And then you just cover up those little tabs inside with a cute little button or something that fits inside. So finally, for our pretty little garden urn gift container, we've got 12 pieces like this because it's 12-sided. Then we've got 2 identical 12-sided shapes here, which form the bottom. And this interior part is going to go on the inside of the rim to finish it off at the end. Then we also have 12 little panels like this, which go on at the end again to decorate it and add pretty paper. So we're going to take one of our side pieces here, and I'm just going to start at the bottom and put glue on all of these side tabs. And I want to be careful to get my glue all the way out to the little corners and everything, so that it takes a nice firm, even hold. So all I'm doing is just lining it up with another piece. All 12 of these pieces are identical, so you can grab any one. And I'm just lining up my tabs as I go. So next, all I'm going to do is just grab another one and do the same thing. So I'm going to work my way all the way around with all 12 pieces. So I've got all 12 of my pieces together here, and all I want to do is just finish it off in the same way by putting glue on all of these side tabs. And then instead of going from the bottom to the top, I think it's going to be a little easier to glue the bottom and then glue the top, or vice versa, and then kind of let the middle pieces fall into place. So I've got my top piece together, and I'm putting my bottom piece in place. And then once those have a nice firm hold, it's going to be pretty easy to put our other middle pieces in place. So now all we need to do is flip it over, flip all these tabs over, which are on the bottom, and I'm going to go ahead and put glue all the way around on all of these. And I'm going to take one of these bottom pieces, and again, both of those bottom pieces are identical, so grab either one, glue that in place, glue the other one onto it for added strength, and then we can flip it over and finish off the inside by gluing these interior pieces inside like this. There's 2 of them and they just fit right in there. Then finally, for our urn panels, they go on just like this, and there's no need to glue the whole entire thing. I just want to put a little glue on this top part and on this bottom part, and just glue that in place like so, and work your way all the way around all 12 sides. So there you have it, really fun garden projects. I hope you have fun making them, and if you do, you'll have to share a picture on our Facebook wall or on your blog or in our forum or Instagram or what have you. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time, and happy crafting.
Learn more by visiting www.svgcuts.com. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and watch all of our crafty videos on YouTube. It's a world of crafty content with you in the middle.